Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this another Around the Ropes podcast. Yes, guys, we are live tonight. So if you have any questions, you can definitely leave them below. Guys, you know I talk about Dynasty a lot. I feel like since the relaunch, I've been talking about them nonstop. And joining us tonight, you may have not seen him in the ring yet. I think that's coming at some point. The one, the only, Mav. Mav, how you doing tonight?
What's going on, man?
It's going well. I know you've been looking forward to this.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You've been looking forward to this. But let's dive right into it. Obviously, we all know, your dad. I mean, we can all hear him from miles away. What made you want to become a part of this? Was it because of your dad, or was it because of watching wrestling on TV?
When they first started the company back in 2013, I was still super marky. I was a kid. I fucking loved wrestling. And I was getting shirts and everything, like all the Dynasty shirts. And then I kind of fell out of love with wrestling for a long time. And he took a break, stopped Dynasty completely, more than once, I'm pretty sure. And then I guess when he started running, at the reunion show in Amsterdam, I believe it was, I kind of realized there was a group of people who, there was a support system for my dad that I hadn't seen since Tom Ugly, rest in peace. For example, Daniel, Sergeant Fury, one of the realest fucking dudes I've ever met in my life. Taylor always has our back. Foxx is another big one. I could go on and on. There's a lot of people. And yeah, I mean, I guess starting to watch wrestling during the whole Bloodline story in WWE kind of made me realize there's a lot more to wrestling than the actual wrestling. Obviously in ring is the most important part, but there's stories that you can tell. And that's the beauty of it all to me. And I guess that's what really got me wanting to do it. Just wanting to be in an important story right off the bat. And I think that's the biggest motivation for me right now.
No, and I get that. And I mean, we see the success that Dynasty has had so far. I mean, it's only been back now since last October. As of October 8th, it'll be exactly 1 year since the relaunch. And obviously you've been there through all of the moments, through, from the first show to everything. What stands out to you as some of the biggest moments since the relaunch?
Foxx. Foxx has stood out to me the most. I see you commenting, bro. I see you commenting. I'll see you soon. Foxx, the family that we have built within Dynasty, and the fans, most importantly, the fair, for example, that place was packed, and I know it was the fair, but all those people in the seats were for Dynasty, and that's super important.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. We got a comment coming in here actually from one of those fans, Tim, who goes, you're a graphic artist with the posters at 8x10s. I guess he's acknowledging that you've done the 8x10s.
Yeah, I'm a graphic designer. It's one of my many talents because I'm so awesome. I'm just kidding.
Yes. No, you definitely are. But you brought up the Battle of Altamont. That's been talked about in the last couple of Dynasty interviews I've done. I want to get your thoughts on, obviously, as you guys know, earlier tonight we had on Taylor One Shot, who I said it back then. I said it back then. I said it again. I'll say it 100 more times. I think she caused one of the biggest moments to happen
Oh yeah,
with
that was
her.
awesome.
What are your thoughts on that moment? Did you see that coming? What are your thoughts on that moment?
No, I didn't see it coming at all. I thought DeVille and Taylor had some. The tension was so high. I thought for sure we were getting a match, even though DeVille is long retired. But I don't hate it. As crazy as that is to say, I don't hate it at all because I'm a huge Layla fan. So I'm not. Oh, sorry, Billy. I'm not a huge fan of beating up Layla because I love Layla, but it was dope. That's all I'll say. It was dope. It was unexpected. Shocked me.
And I've said it before. If I had to look back as far as like top 5 moments type of deal, I think that one has to easily be in the argument of the top 2.
Yeah, I think you could put it up there, and I don't think anybody would bat an eye.
Because to me, there's really no other moment that comes to mind that happened within Dynasty, from the Capital Game Show to Marlboro to any of them, that I think got such a reaction. I think Velveteen Dream making the return earlier this year got reaction. Jay Lethal returning, but those were one-time things, though.
Yeah, if you want to talk about strictly Dynasty, I think Taylor and Christian's, Christian's I don't know the word to put here. Her coming together with Taylor for the greater good, or bad, I guess you could say. I think I'd have that in my top 5. Maybe not top 2, but top 5 for sure.
I would put it on the same level. People are gonna laugh at this. I put it on the same level. If you remember years ago when McMahon teamed with Austin and they sided. I forgot after
put it on that level.
Yeah,
that is a high level, but hey, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all.
Yeah, and I think that's what it comes down to. I think it, with what they did and the fact that yes, granted, we did hear from Taylor earlier, and I'm hoping at some point we'll hear from both of them together. But I think the biggest question that everyone wants to know is, how did they pull this off without the fact that people within the Dynasty roster, locker room, whatever you want to call it, didn't even see it coming?
The way I see it is it was an inside job the whole time. And secrets you got to keep close to your chest. I think that's how they went about it. I think they kept it very close to the chest the entire time. I don't know when that would have started because DeVille did DDT Taylor. Was that part of their plan? That's what gets me wondering.
I think it's safe to say you have to go back to that Brace for Impact show, because I think that was the big turning point for Dynasty overall.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that we saw Kristen DDT Taylor, we saw, nobody's talking about the fact that we saw Foxx won the main event with help from Omar.
Yeah, that shocked me.
What's going, nobody has even, and it's weird because I just had Foxx on here a couple nights ago, and
I remember. Trust me, I remember.
And he kind of beat around the question on that one. So it's like you have that moment. You have so many things that happen coming out. I mean, here's another great example. Look at Black Rose.
It's just like I'm asking the same questions you are, bro. Foxx having friends in the company that my dad and his best friend built, that him building friends, and while I just don't like that. It's not. It gives me a weird feeling. I don't know. I just don't like it at all.
Well, let me get to some comments here, because we do got some comments coming here. Billy turns around and goes, Taylor and DeVille still has me speechless. I don't even know what to think. Billy, I think that's kind of what everybody in the Dynasty fan base is echoing right now, because that happened in August, and we're now almost into October, and nobody can still believe that it happened. Again, Tim Beagle, big fan of Dynasty, said Wrecking Ball had some good moments, and yeah, Wrecking Ball did.
Yeah, he'll be in the main event picture real soon. You could tell. Dude's a fucking unit.
Well, especially I still remember the moment with him was with him and Brother Jonas. At was that It Was All a Dream?
I think so. What did he attack Jonas and then the security?
No, that was the one where he took on Brother Jonas, and nobody thought Brother Jonas was going to win, and Brother Jonas pulled off the impossible.
I might have been backstage for that one.
Yeah, I think that was
it.
Anybody who's watching it from that, who was at that show, can you just let us know in the comments if It Was All a Dream? Yeah, I think so, because April was Water of Elite. I know that because that was It Was All a Dream, because if you remember, Brother Jonas retired like a few weeks after that show.
Yeah, I do remember the retirement.
Yeah, so it had to have been now. That just by pinpointing that would have made the perfect sense. But yeah. I want to get your thoughts on Johan, because it seems like if I bring up Johan's name with certain. Okay, thank you, Billy. She just said Jonas and Wrecking Ball was that It Was All a Dream. With Johan winning the title. First of all, I mean, I've said this before. I thought it was a great moment, him winning the belt.
Oh, 100%. There's nobody that deserved it more than Johan. He's one of the loyal is another word I can use. He carries that belt everywhere. He prides himself in being Dynasty champion, as he does with all his other belts. The dude is a beast. He's good in ring. He promotes the shit out of his branding. He represents where he's from, what he does. There's nothing not to love about Johan, and I'm happy that he's Dynasty champion.
Yeah, and I mean, problem is you look at, and I'm not saying it's a bad problem to have, but he has a lot of people chomping at the bit to get a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go down the list. You got Sergeant Fury, Foxx, Black Rose.
Foxx won't be fighting for that title as long as I'm here, bro. I can tell you that right now. It's not happening.
I trust me, I get it. Okay, here's another name I think of who could eventually go after that title if pushed right. Jeff Nova.
Jeff Nova's my guy. I love that guy.
Jeff Nova, and I remember when he made his debut at Brace for Impact, and I remember I had your dad on doing the preview, and I said to him, if Nova can pull this one off, do you see big things for him? And he kind of hinted that big things were coming, and I mean the guy has been pretty much on point since that debut.
He was very close to grabbing that title. I do see a title in the future for Jeff Nova, and I'm rooting for him every step of the way.
Yeah, no, that I agree with you 100. Yeah, speak about your dad. He goes,
this guy, bro. This guy. This guy, bro.
Yeah.
Get this guy out of here.
But no, I mean, another big rivalry I think you can say that kind of captivated a lot of the audience is Punk and Fury.
It's getting serious.
Well,
I mean,
especially he goes, title the kid barely knows his pronouns.
Come on, bro. He's got a wife at home, buddy. He's got a wife at home. He is my beautiful cosmic fantasy. All right, you watch your mouth.
But I also want to look at it from, we got with Punk and Fury here. The fact that, with how personal I think it's gotten between the two of them. And you see the animosity. I mean, fans have seen it on this podcast, the animosity between the two of them.
Oh, yeah. I was there.
I mean, you can go back and watch old interviews, especially go back to the one I did with them right before Battle of Altamont. And the comment was basically said, of, oh, I'm gonna grind your dog up or something. I'm sitting there going, wow. Like, okay, let's pump the brakes here a second. And when I had Taylor on before, and we even said it, is October 12th truly to be the end of their rivalry?
Again, I don't know. I mean, I hope so, because they're just destroying everything in their path as they try to get at each other. So I hope so, because the more and more I get involved on the scene, those are two guys that, I'm sorry, I do not want to fuck with them. They are Punk, especially. Fury, me and him we're on good terms. Punk, I don't talk to the dude. I've never talked to the dude. That's a scary dude. That is a scary dude.
Yeah, no, I get that. Trust me. And I mean, and yes, that one I kind of am a little biased to, because that one, the podcast has kind of gotten intertwined with that one quite a bit. Oh, I just want your dad is now starting the Mav Fears Punk hashtag.
All right. Hey, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. I could get personal.
Hey, I look at it this way. I would also fear Punk for the fact of that guy can do some damage.
Yeah, it's a big ass dude.
Yeah, I've learned one thing being in this crazy wrestling world. You don't want to mess with any of the big guys, because they can probably twist you like a pretzel.
Oh, 100%, bro.
They can twist you like a pretzel, and good luck trying to get out of one of those. But obviously, it seems like a lot of people have been talking about it. You know, we talked about Punk and Fury. We talked about Taylor and Layla. But there's also been sort of another rivalry going on. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Chris. I don't fear shaving. The problem is I look like I'm 8 years old when I shave. The other big storyline that we've been seeing, and I don't know if it's storyline or story, is with Foxx and your dad. And you have gotten brought into it. As we saw it light up the sky, when Foxx threw you over the barricade and basically left you in a bloody mess. And then we saw it at the Battle of Altamont. You tried to get into the Rumble. And really, Chris? It's Chin 3 subsection D. Let's just say what it is. And then obviously the Battle of Altamont, we saw the same thing. You know, you try to get involved with the Rumble. I guess my question for you is this. What made you, and I know Foxx has said some really disparaging things about your dad in the last couple of months, but what made you want to be like, okay, I want to defend my dad's honor. I want to go after Foxx. What made you want to do that?
He destroyed the Tom Ugly memorial poster. There is no other way around this. Pardon my language. Fox Vineyard is a pussy bitch. He has a new thing where he likes to run from people that he swears there's so much I could get into. Let's start with where he decided to put his hands on my dad. He walked up to my dad. He threw a water bottle at him, an empty water bottle. Tough guy, by the way. Tough guy. You're going to hit the dude who's retired. Then you want to tip his cap up. Disrespectful. My dad's balding, okay? Disrespectful. You have no hair either. Let's take your hat off, bro. So he does that. Then he comes over to me, and I'm just trying to calm him down, because I thought me and Foxx, we go way back. We used to play GTA together when I was like 9 years old. Him and my dad used to be super close friends. And then he had the whole thing where he attacked Richard Holiday. He has not had that same look in his eyes since he did that. I don't know what the hell has gotten into this dude. Okay. He puts his hands on me. Okay. He puts his hands on. I have never had a wrestler put his hands on me like that. That's when I was like, okay, this dude has a problem. Next show. It was Light Up the Sky. He comes out, calls my stepmom Ashley a bitch. She's not a bitch. She's one of the most beautiful women out there. Ashley is not a bitch, okay? I let it slide. My dad let it slide. If my dad lets that slide, he is grown. Because 5 years ago, he's not letting that slide. He's putting your head in the dirt. We let it slide. Then he destroys the Tom Ugly Memorial. Tom Ugly means so much to everybody involved in this company. Even if you didn't know him, he has done so much for you if you're in this company. That's a whole conversation for another day. He turns around. I saw red. I threw the water on. And I agree. I shouldn't have threw the water on. I should not have threw the water on him. But he also shouldn't have ripped me over the fucking barricade and beat the shit out of me. I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting to get pulled over the barricade and my head cut open with a chain. Okay? So I see him at the Rumble after he gets suspended. So I decided I knew he was doing that. I knew he was going to be there. So I brought my bandana, I brought my hoodie, and I went in to stop him. What'd he do? He ran like a little bitch and left my dad to hit me. So am I in the wrong here?
No, not at all. I think what you're doing is right. I just think what everybody's trying to get at, though, and I kind of see where everybody's getting at, is you're going head to head with somebody who's been in this industry for like a long time. I don't know how many years Foxx has been actually wrestling, but I think what everybody's just afraid of is that Foxx is going to take it way too far.
He already has, brother. He already has.
But
he has brought this to a personal level.
The thing with Foxx, he's not bald. He has that one strand of hair on the side of his head.
Yeah. Like, let it go, bro. Let it go. It's over. You're cooked. Your hair is gone. Let it go.
I said he should have a hair, if he loses, he has to shave that hair. It'd be the shortest haircut he ever has.
Yeah, no, for sure. He needs to
get
rid of it.
And I get what you're saying, and I totally understand. You want to defend your dad's honor. Your dad, built this company, and you hate to see somebody like Foxx do what he's doing.
I don't know what got into him, man. I just don't know.
Okay, let me ask you this then. What is the end result then? Is the end result you get into the ring with Foxx and having a match with him?
I really don't know what the future holds, man. But it's getting to a point where I can't sit back and watch him harass my dad for so long. I mean, something's got to change or it will get worse. And I'll leave it at that. I don't know what the future holds.
I do want to get to this one comment here from Tim, who says, why is everything always about Foxx? There are many people on the roster that need more recognition. Tim, I agree with you 100%. And we have been given everybody their fair recognition. But you have to understand something. Foxx is not somebody who can keep his mouth shut. Foxx always has to be the center of attention. And thank you. I actually agree with what your dad just said here. I agree with him 100%.
He gets it. This guy gets it. Pops gets it.
I was going to say, I think he should. He's kind of and I actually said that to Foxx when I had him on here about, going after your dad, because I made the comment, I said, do you really want to piss off the guy who has the pencil, who as soon as he can write you into a program, he can flip that pencil around and erase you right out of it.
He already ruined his chances at ever fighting for a title at Dynasty. Especially now that he decided to go against his suspension. So I don't know.
No, I get that 100%, and I just think he's going to continue to cause a problem. He's going to continue to cause a problem unless somebody can get brought in or somebody on that roster can kind of put him in his place.
Yeah, man. I mean,
and the
something's got to change.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But enough about Foxx. I kind of feel like I gave him a lot of recognition on that one. A couple more questions I got for you. Other than certain people, who do you think would be some people who should be recognized who you don't feel get the recognition.
Okay. I like this question a lot. Chris Envy, I hope you're listening. Couple people. Number one, my boy, one of my best friends in the entire world, Connor O'Malley. We've been talking some shit lately. I don't know what his issue is, but that's my guy. It's great. I love that guy to death. Number two, I hate to say it. Black Rose is one of the best in the business. He can do it all. So I hate to say it. I'll throw one more out there. There's so many to choose from.
Oh,
But Layla.
Your dad
There you go. Layla's a good one.
Blackwell.
Yeah. Blackwell's definitely in there too. I haven't seen enough of him, but I know is on a personal level one of the coolest dudes I've ever talked to.
And then can't forget about Patches.
Best commentator out there.
Yeah, he is. He's basically. It's funny, like you think of a lot of the big moments that we've seen in Dynasty since the relaunch. Johan winning the belt, you getting thrown over the barricade. Patches has been on the call for all that.
Oh yeah.
So it's almost like you have Jim Ross in WWE. Patches is Dynasty.
I like that a lot. I like that.
And there's no other way you can put it. The thing with Patches that I absolutely love with him is it doesn't matter who he's with on color.
He cooks every time.
He could be on color with Kristen. He can be on color with Billy. He can be on color even with your dad. And it's one of the best things. And also, we got to give our shout out to Leo.
The best ring announcer we have seen in the professional wrestling scene, and I'm being so dead ass. I don't think anybody touches Leo. He should be getting paid big bucks for what he's doing.
Not only that, people don't see when he shows up and he's helping set the ring up.
Oh yeah, he's one of those guys that he's doing it all. Like Leo, John, I love that dude to death. Genuinely.
Yeah, no, I and I've seen a lot of ring announcers, with the 3 years of covering indie wrestling, I've seen a crap ton of them. But it's with something with Leo, it's like he's different. He's different. And I'm not trying to sit here because I know there's gonna be some ring announcers who I know who are gonna sit here and say that I'm trying to put them down. No, I'm not. Each ring announcer that I've seen, from Leo to Mike Falvo to a lot of the ring announcers I see down in Jersey, you guys each bring your own different personality and your own approach. And with Leo, I mean, the guy a great example. Go back to Brace for Impact when the microphone didn't work. And he basically...
He saved the show.
He definitely saved the show. He definitely saved the show, and it is what he's done as the ring announcer has been insane. But now, I mentioned before about, the names of people who should be recognized. Obviously, like I said, you've been there from the start with this relaunch. If you can give me like 2 or 3 matches that have stood out to you, what would they be?
Ooh, I like that. Okay, number 1, ladder match. 100% the ladder match. Nova and Rose jumping off the rope, slamming into each other. Awesome. Nova going through the ladder. Awesome. Rose throwing the ladder at Layla. Awesome. Any Layla spot. I'm a huge Layla fan. She knows how to get the crowd going. Who else was in that match? Fury. Just that match was just awesome stuff all around. And probably at the Amsterdam Mall show, I'm going blank. It was the December show. I really liked, actually, I'm not going to speak on that show. because of the match. I'll change my answer. I'll probably say, oh, I hate to say it. Probably at Brace for Impact, the main event, it was Foxx versus Khan. That match, 5-star. I hate to say it. I got sent backstage. I got to rewatch the match on footage because I couldn't watch the match. I was escorted backstage because of the whole altercation during Fox's entrance. That match, I heard the crowd from backstage. That match, 5-star. I don't know any other way to put it.
No, I definitely would agree with you on that. I think for me, not moment, but match per se for me. Same show, Brace for Impact, and yes, I'm going to be a little biased here, and I keep reiterating that. Punk and Fury. That
match was also great. That match was awesome.
Yes, I know it ended in a DQ, but look at what that was the spark of one of the more heated personal rivalries we have seen, not only in Dynasty, but I think in independent wrestling in years.
Yeah, no, those dudes absolutely hate each other.
Like I'm waiting for the end for them to be okay. We're gonna do a Hell in a Cell.
I'm not against anything to get these two dudes away from each other. I'm begging anything.
I've said it before. I doubt that's gonna happen because all of a sudden, let's say Fury gets a title shot, I can see Punk being like, nope. And then it's like, okay, back to square one again.
I hope not, man. I really hope not. I'm so over it. I don't want another table getting broken. I'm really sick of the tables being broken. We pay a lot of money for those tables. Those tables are not cheap.
Yeah. Oh, Tim said he apparently suggested a steel cage match.
As long as no tables get thrown into the cage. Let's do it. Let's do it.
But I think so. For me, I think it's got to be Punk and Fury, and I think the other one, I think you got to go back to It Was All a Dream. And I know that show gets overlooked because of what happened, but I think if I had to pull two matches from that card that to me stood the test of time, I think it's the aforementioned we were talking about before, Wrecking Ball Legursky and Brother Jonas match.
You have that in your top two?
Top three.
Ooh.
For the sheer fact, and I'll tell you honestly, for the sheer fact of the result.
Okay, the upset. I could see that.
Because nobody saw that coming.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with
because
that.
I look at it as when you look at pro wrestling and you always get that, predictable ending to a match.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, like when that match got announced that we were getting Brother Jonas versus Wrecking Ball, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be a 30-second squash match. Wrecking Ball's going to destroy him. And all of a sudden, look at what happened. And I think for me, the other one, I got to go Jay Lethal, Joey Conway.
That match was awesome. I will not disagree with you.
And I think with that one, I mean, you got a guy in Jay Lethal who's been doing this for, 20 plus years.
Oh, yeah. He's an old man.
You got a guy in Joey Conway who, I've said this for a while, I think is one of the most underrated wrestlers in New York.
I think he's hurt right now, though.
Yeah, he is. I actually just saw him at there's another company I work with called Titan down in Jersey. I actually saw him at the show, and I asked him, I think before the show or after the show, and I said to him, I said, so any shot of you coming back to Dynasty? And he actually confirmed with me. He goes, when he's recovered, he definitely wants to come back up.
Yeah, he's always welcome.
I think with him, that's another guy you have to throw into that going after the title.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
That's right. To me, if I'm Johan, I'm keeping my head on a swivel going into year 2 now with Dynasty because look at everybody who we just mentioned. Foxx, Sergeant Fury, Black Rose, Jeff Nova, Conway. That's 5 people right there.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen if all of a sudden Wrecking Ball comes in and he goes, "I'm going to go after that title"?
You're gonna have to fight really hard if you want to beat Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, do you really want to sit there? Do you really want to sit? I mean, I would freaking love that match if we could get Wrecking Ball versus Johan at some point.
I would pay good money to see that match.
You know who else I'd love to see come back? Because they did have one match for Dynasty, but I'd love to see more of him. The guy Brad Baylor, I think his name is.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
The young kid who faced Johan at that show.
Yeah.
I think he has a future. I really do. But I think overall, I like how your dad says hashtag man crush.
Who, Baylor or Conway?
I guess Baylor.
Hey, yeah, Baylor's a good-looking dude. No homo.
Yeah, no homo in that one.
Bro has the features a man would dream of.
I also, it's really tough for me to say that. My girlfriend is sitting right here.
Oh, you're cooked, buddy. You're cooked.
Well, thank God she's in the middle of something else, so she didn't hear me on that one. But I'm getting that look. Okay, let's move on now from that, shall we? October 12th. Return to Neverland. Unfortunately, as I said this before, I unfortunately won't be able to be there due to being a Jewish holiday that day.
Yeah.
But I'll be up there the next day for the Hall of Fame stuff.
Okay.
But realistically, I mean, I know it got announced that we're getting Punk and Fury again. I know we're getting the title for the women's division. I know I would normally ask your dad this question, but I want to ask you this question. If somebody who's watching this who has never been to a Dynasty show, and they were sitting there, they're like, well, it's Columbus Day weekend, we have nothing to do. Let's go up to Albany. And you had to give them a 30-second pitch as to why they should come to a Dynasty show. What would you say?
All right. If you like oiled up, sweaty men, half naked, touching up on each other in a wrestling, I'm just kidding. I'm completely kidding. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let me, all right. I'm not going to do it in like a commercial voice. But if you just want to see some hard hitting, high flying, underrated independent wrestlers, come to the Dynasty, upstate New York. The stories, the wrestling, the family, there's everything, everybody involved. You'll fall in love. You will fall in love with the company.
Just want to get to a couple more comments here. Your dad says, no cap, this is scheduled to be the best show since it was all a dream. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. As long as we keep it peaceful this time.
Yeah, and also
I don't want to go home with a swollen side of my face this time, Dad.
Or also, let's not destroy the Linda.
Let's keep tables away from the Linda, please. No tables at the Linda.
I was going to say Empire Live. That's one thing. Empire Live has become, as I coined the phrase before, I call it. I want to rename that the Dynasty Arena.
It's a home of the purple brand.
Tim says here, he goes, Return to Neverland is going to be yeah, I completely agree with that it's going to be a must-see show. It's kicking. I'm kicking myself that I won't be able to be there, but I can't wait. And then it's funny. We mentioned before about guys who should get credit but don't get a lot because they're not the wrestlers. There's two names we forgot to mention: Andrew Elder and Jason Zupardi.
Love those guys to death.
Probably two, and I've said this before, probably two of the best photographers out there.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't want it any other way, bro. I'm so happy that they like working for Dynasty. I honestly have no other way to put it. Like, I'm so thankful for them.
And the one thing I said this a lot, even like with Jason, is he captures the moments. And it's like you see the pictures when they come out. And that's what become a thing for me now. Is after a show, I look forward to seeing, especially if it's a show that I don't go to, I look forward to seeing the pictures because off the pictures I can tell what happened.
Yeah, because of the action shots. It's awesome.
Yeah, it really is. But like I said, guys, you're not going to want to miss it. Dynasty presents Return to Neverland, happening October 12th, live from the Linda. Guys, the Linda is not your typical wrestling venue. And it is not your typical wrestling setup, so to speak. But it is definitely it is definitely one of those places that it is. I mean, I was there last year. Yep, right there. There you go. There you go, guys. It all goes down October 12th. Tickets are still available. Go to purplepass.com /HOF. That's purplepass.com /HOF. And I also want to make another mention. Coming up this Tuesday, live on the regular Around the World podcast, in addition to it being the debut of NXT on the CW, we will also be doing a look back at the 1 year since the relaunch as we present the look back at 1 year of the Dynasty. Just basically talking about some moments because, like I said, guys, it's impressive what the Dynasty has done in the last year. And I mean, when your dad said this, when I had him on, it really meant a lot. The fact that I can even sit there and say that I'm a part of the small foundation of it with all the coverage I've done means an absolute lot.
Hell yeah, bro.
It means a lot. Like I said, welcome me into that into the Dynasty family has meant a lot. And
yeah, I would just pin that for the rest of the.
Yeah. Guys, there's the website right there, purplepass.com /HOF. Tim wants to know, are there going to be posters to the size that can be signed?
Probably.
Yeah, I ain't feeling one.
That's all up to merch. I'm not in charge of that. I just make the designs. You'd have to. That's a question for Chris Envy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he did say he goes 11 by 17. Which, guys, again, you don't want to miss this. Like I said, it all goes down October 12th. And then the next night is the 2024 Hall of Fame induction ceremony live from the Desmond Hotel. Guys, if you're able to get there, you should. I mean, you get to rub elbows with guys like Bushwhacker Luke. Dan the Beast Severin's going to be there. Go down the list. I mean, and I'm also talking about the guys who are going to be at the show on October 12th. We can't forget about the special guest people.
Oh yeah, of course.
Tony Atlas, like I said, Dan the Beast Severin.
Tony Atlas was at the first ever Dynasty show. Just throwing that out there.
And actually, might also mention, Shiki Baby, Brett Azar will be there. It's tough to see it, but basically, he signed it saying the round's number one, Brett Azar.
Oh shit!
Well, actually, quick story. You see this? You obviously, everybody knows the logo for this podcast. It's become synonymous with the show. The person who's actually credited for that was not me. I did not draw that.
Who did?
Brett Azar.
Oh shit!
That was all Brett Azar.
You have a history with this dude.
Yeah. Okay. Guys, that's who else is going to be there. Guys, you're not going to want to miss it. It's a huge weekend for the Albany area. And it is a weekend that I love because, to be honest, that's what got me hooked into upstate wrestling was the Hall of Fame weekend. and I wouldn't have it or want it any other way.
Oh yeah, dude.
I mean, the fact I was looking at some stats for the podcast a couple weeks ago, and being that I'm on Long Island, you would think most people who listen to this podcast are people on Long Island, correct?
Are people what?
That the most of the people who would listen to it are people on Long Island, being that I am from Long Island.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Nope. Nobody on Long Island listens to this.
Is it all New York?
It's all Albany, Troy, Schenectady, Utica, Rome. So, and there's quite a few that are not in New York, but yeah, all this upstate New York area has basically become the home of the Around the Ropes podcast.
Hell yeah, dude.
Okay, your dad's not busting your chops and saying now it's past your bedtime.
Bro, my eyes are strained from looking at the screen. I'm not tired. I yawned I can't explain it. You just got to know. If you know, you know.
Well, Mav, like I said, I'm glad we were able to finally get you on. I definitely want to talk to you at some point about, I know you did the graphics for like Black Rose and Nahir at one point.
Hey, not here.
I definitely want to look into it, possibly from one made for me at some point.
Yeah, of course.
But Matt, before we let you go, if you want to promote the show again, go right ahead. And where can the fans connect with you on social media?
So, October 12th at the Linda. Be there. And if you don't, you're missing out. You can find me on Instagram at the Maverick Envy. Again, at the Maverick Envy. October 12th at the Linda. You can catch me. Gonna hear from me. Gonna be talking to my boy Leo. Check out We Are the Dynasty on all socials. And last but not least, fuck you, Foxx Vineyard.
Guys, catch you guys next time right here on the Around the Ropes podcast.